Surrender your ego. It is your ego which is making you rich. Just surrender your ego, you are the poor. So becoming the poor means you are Buddha, you are Mahavira, Jesus, Guru Nanak, Ram Paramahansa, same as them, same as them. You cannot be like as they. They can be only they. So they are the father, you can become the son. It is not that they have the only right to be God. You have the complete right to be God. If not today, in one birth, maybe after billions of births, you have to become one day God to get rid of this birth and death cycle. You are the son of the God. These people were same as you and me. I always say that with almost all those who came in picture as God, with them in the books, it is from 1 to 12 names are given. There are many those who also achieved the same object, the God, but are not in somewhere books or writings. Because generally all the God had become the history, and as per the developments, the records were not maintained, and maximum of these people records were either burnt or thrown somewhere. That also, let me tell you, the main importance is that these people, you can say all these godly people of this yuga, I am not talking about that before this of Krishna and Rama of last yuga. I am talking about this yuga, means 2500 or you can say 3000 years before maximum. Because what we have on records, something, very something, extreme something, that is from the Ibrahim, the, you can say, father of today's Christianity, Muslims and Yahudis. First the Yahudi, then from Yahudi the Christians, then from Christians the Muslims. So in the one cadre, the beginning from Ibrahim, who say the record around 3000 years back. Then 2500 years back, as we have in our India, born saints, India famous saints. The beginning was from the Buddha. First was Mahavira, then the Buddha, but difference of 20 years, only 20. So from Mahavira, Buddha, then the Jesus came in the West. Thereafter, the Muhammad, he came around 1400 years before. Then thereafter, Kabir, Farid, that came around 700, 800 years before. Then Mirabai, Sehjobai, Lallabai, Guru Nanak Dev, 500 years before, and others. There are many, Lao Tse, Socrates, Ram Paramahansa. Then there are many more with them in this yuga. In Maharashtra zone, if you find there is a series in the Maharashtra. Sant Tukaram, Sant Eknath, Namdev, Sai Baba. In the south you go, there also you find. There are many, those who got this godly state. I am just taking the names because you cannot take all the names. The more you dig, the more you get the names. But all the names were not recorded because the people of the society at that time were not all favorable to them. You can say the names I say all are the evolutionary people, revolutions. Like you say that Mahatma Gandhi, Nehru, and all these people, they all had the revolution and we were having the freedom from Britishers and all. So there is the revolution in religion also. Because religion is for many ages. Means before this Yuga, the Yuga we say the Krishna Yuga, before that the Rama Yuga, before that we say the Yuga of Prahlad. There are many before Raja Bali and many more before Ishwakshu, and there is a back history, so many, as I said you, we are talking about this Kalvantar. They said Kalvantar, these 4 yugas. There is a one Kalvantar, and there are many Kalvantar. So one is total around 50 lakh years. 50 lakh years around is in 4 this yugas, and there are more than 14. It is around 14 or 15 past. So 14 into 50 is equal to, so just to calculate 66, 6 to 7 crore years. And before that also it was. So there is no calculation because we have found the first life on earth as dinosaur. They have found, our science, this research department, that 50 crore years before. 50 crore years before. So where our this age of 100 years and 50 crore years before the life was. So there are many. There are many. All the names are not on record because of these revolutionary leaders and the religious leaders. They were not the leaders, but I am using the word because today they are the heroes. Like we say that they are heroes, that Mahatma Gandhi is hero of India freedom. We say the Jawaharlal Nehru is hero, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is hero, or Chhatrapati Shivaji is hero. There are many heroes for our India freedom. So these all were the heroes of the religious freedom. They were just bringing the voice, all these people, right from Ibrahim. They all were revolutionary. Ibrahim also the beginning, because before that the Yuga just went, Dwapar Yuga. So he was also seeing that people are using so much all these idols and there is a big business is going on. Big business is going on. There were hundreds of idols at that time. As I said, the more the idols, the more you are going to give the money in front of all the idols. You are going to put in front of everyone. So that business was there at that time. What just kneel down to everyone is okay. Because all those gods now or before is not the problem. But why to put money in front of them? But it became the reason that these people saw that this business is going on, and they raised the voice that no one is thinking of the God, that what this Rama did, what this Krishna is saying. And instead of that, we are going to the temples and just putting the money, flower, and just we are coming out thinking that we have done something great, doing aartis and all. We are not understanding what we are saying. We are not understanding what these people said during their lifetime, the message of Rama or the Krishna. So they saw that these all people in the temples at that time, 3,000 years before, because that time there were only the Hindu temples. There were only temples in the beginning, remember it. So they raised the voice. From that voice, when they raised, naturally the business was falling. People were getting away from those all donations, putting the money and worshipping. Instead of that, they went into what they said to execute what they have said, the best things. And they were getting more relaxed, more enjoy, more satisfaction in going on their sayings instead of going to the temple. So they were happy, naturally, if they are not going now and they are worshipping inside. So inside, how they can put the money? They cannot put money in the mouth. They cannot flower inside. So that's what now the temple guard was inside, because they were executing the what Rama is said. Rama has said, what Krishna had said. So naturally people were not going to the temples. They were getting away because their worshipping was going on with their sentences, what sayings they had said. So all that businesses, we say businesses, the money, because it depends if there is a temple. When I say temple, because 3,000 years before there was a temple. There was no mosque, Gurdwara, church, Buddhist temple, Jain temple. There were only temples. The only and only temples. So there were thousands of idols. Now also, if you go around the world, you will find so many gods in all the villages. There will look where some idol is there. They had just put one idol in, and in temples you'll find that there are thousands of gods today. So putting that money, and the one who is in charge of the temple, if he using the money in the other ways, in the wrong ways, not for the temple, or even one who is not only taking the salary as salary to feed him. In fact, there is nothing like salary for the God. Because if you are really thirsty and hungry of the God, you don't need the money for maintaining or serving to the God temples. When I say temples or Gurdwara or mosque or churches, you don't need the money. That is what, when Guru Ram Paramahansa, out of all this series, Ram Paramahansa was the priest of the Dakshineshwara temple in Calcutta. So when he was made the priest, the trustees asked him that how much money you will take. So we are going to give you this much. At that time, the money they said to him, say around 1,000 rupees. And generally the money was given to the priest was 200, and it was offered to him 1,000, because there were no priests coming to the temple. And he gave back the money and he started laughing. He laughed, so much laughed. And trustee asked, why you are laughing so much? Why you are laughing? He said that I do not know that you are allowing me to touch the idol of Ma, to decorate, to enjoy here, worshipping, and giving me the money for doing this. He laughed. Say, enough, enough. You have allowed me to sit with the Ma. And money, suppose you are given a temple and you had been given an idol there, the god idol, and complete empty. In your house, there are many people disturbing you. In the temple, Gurdwara, mosque, and churches, why it was made only for this purpose? Because in a home, you will be getting disturbances, your small homes. So, to get connected with the God, these places were made so that one can come over there, sit in silence, and read that what is said by them, hear what is said by them through any good master, so that they can make their route to the God home for which the human birth is made. That's why these temples, Gurdwara, mosque, and churches all were made. But you see, those who goes to the temple, how much time they stay over there? Those who went to the Gurdwara, mosque, and how much time they stay over there? They just do their formalities, their routine works, whatever they do there, reciting the artis or some part or something, or just kneel down, putting the money, flour, water, ringing the bell and going off immediately. They are not bothered about to know about the God, to know the history of the God to whom they are worshipping, why worshipping, what message they had given. Instead, they are just putting the money in the donation box, garlanding them, doing artis, the parts, and just running away from that place as it had become daily routine for them, weekly routine for them, fortnightly routine for them, monthly routine for them. So at that time, when these things were going on, and the money which was put in temple, as Ram Paramahansa refused immediately, and Ram Paramahansa never took even a single pie till the last. Single pie. And you see, at last, they were not able to pay the rent of that house where all his disciples were staying. Not able to pay the rent. That's why, because that the one was loving Ram Paramahansa, because of Ram Paramahansa, he allowed the disciples to stay over there and pay the rent later. At last, what happened when Ram Paramahansa died? Those people were thrown out of that house. Because of Ram Paramahansa, he was keeping all the people. Now Ram Paramahansa is no more. He said, give me the money or get lost. So all were just given the warning and the flat, the room were vacated. And that time only Vivekananda thought that all what to do. Then all went to their home back. Here and there, wherever uncle home or auntie home, because they had to go somewhere. But Vivekananda did not go to the home. Did not go to the home. And he came to know that money is required. Money is required. Because people are not understanding, and he said we cannot take the begging because their guru never taught them that in the temple you take the money. So after Ram Paramahansa also, the money was not allowed in the Dakshineshwar temple. They were not taking anything in return. But at that time, Vivekananda saw that without the money things cannot run. So that's why he went. When he went to America and all places, whatever money people were giving to him, he was not asking the money. But whatever money given to him, he was keeping it. He was keeping because he saw his distressed state of money. Because of money, all the people had gone to their home. All those who came for Ram Paramahansa leaving the homes, now they went back to their home. That we had to go. So that's why Vivekananda, while in America and all, people used to give the money after the lectures. So that money he was not refusing. He was not refusing. And that money, when he came to India, he made that Ramakrishna mission. where he made all the arrangements for those who were interested for the God. And because he was influenced by the Western countries, because the Western countries is mainly on seva. There was a seva. That time the seva was very important there. They were not going the depth of the spirituality. They were not understanding the Jesus sayings, but they were doing the sevas. So with that seva, he came to India and he started making the seva for the poor people also. So make all that hospital, this thing, that thing, for the serving the poor also. So seva because he was doing, and why he was interested in all these sevas and all, because in him there was something like, you can say, karta bhav, the ego came, which was day by day increasing. And that ego only was the reason for his going into the self acceptance of the death, samadhi. Because he gave so many lectures in the West, day and night, and that he got so much sick. His body was not able to work properly. So that instrument was also going somewhere near the death state. So while in India, when he came, he made this mission influenced by the West. I tell you, those who are the God people never do anything. No seva even. No donation, no seva, nothing. It does not mean that they are not serving, they are not doing anything. Whatever comes in front of them, they will do that. They will not say that open the hospitals, open this thing, that thing. It is not their work. Their work is to open the hospital for all, because all are the patients for them. So open the hospital for the whole world is very difficult, because we think that one who is sick by body is unhealthy, is sick. But for them, those who are healthy, they are more sick than the one who is suffering in the body. They, in that sight, is all I name, the Ibrahim, Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Guru Nanak, Ram, Paramahansa, Muhammad, Kabir, Farid, Sahajo, Lalla, Mira, all these people, Socrates, Laos, in that sight, the more sick are those who are fit by their body. So they wanted the hospital for the healthy people. And hospital for the healthy people, how the healthy people come to admit in the healthy hospitals. In that hospital, because they were telling healthy people are more sick. That is what Jesus sings, if you keep attention at that point. When Jesus said that rich cannot reach to my Father's home, even a camel, an animal, can go through the hole of the needle. Means that impossible can become possible. That needle is hole is so small. A camel, a big animal, can go through this hole. Rich cannot reach to the Father's home. Who is rich? For him, the rich are those who have the desires. Those who have the desires. Desires more and more. They want more and more. So those who want the desires, those who have the desire, more and more are the rich people. Are the rich people. Let it be the poor one. It does not mean who is wealthy is the rich man. In his side, those who are having the more and much and more house, more money, more. They are the rich people. Desire, having attachment to the desires is a rich person. So he said, the rich cannot reach, because those who are rich in the materialistic world, are attached to the desires more. You see, the one who has the money had more. If somebody becomes suppose his name comes as he is so rich in that locality, he always feel proud and he want to remain in the same state to the rich person. He is a rich man. If someone has a Mercedes He wants to have that Mercedes. No one else should bring the Mercedes in the area. So this is what the rich man wants to maintain and increase his wealth. That's why he used the word rich also, not the poor. Because 99%, 99.99%, the rich of the outside world, the materialistic world people are having the desire of more and more till the death. That's why I use the word rich. But the definition of rich in his spiritual language was those who are not having attachment to the desires are the poor, and those who are having attachment to the desires are the rich people. So let it be that beggar on the pavement, if he is also having the desires, more and more attachment to the desires, that I have got only today 100 rupees as begging, yesterday I got 200. If he is attaching and having headache, so he is also rich in the Jesus language. And one who is not having anything, or he is the richest man of the world, but he has no desire now. Desires are lost. He had no desire. And no desire means no desire. And if at all had any desire, he had no attachment absolutely to the desire. Because when you are in the world, in the homely world, in the family world, with your I and my, there your desires will be there. The moment you get out of the I and my, the family, what you say, the family where you lock the door, there the desire falls, desire becomes zero. No attachment only, but the desire also becomes zero. So when you have the desire, you are the Mayavi man. You are the Mayavi man. Then because you have the desire. And when you have no desire, you are the godly man. And between the Maya and the godly man, there is a way from Maya to God home. That time, the attachment to the desire should not be there. If you have the attachment, you have to get rid of that attachment to get to the God home, the destination. So on the way, you will think it over wherever you have the attachment to get away from that attachment. That is the God home journey from this world to that world. That means from the rich to the poor. So the poor are those in the Jesus language, in the godly language. When I say Jesus, with all these people, the godly people language, the poor are those who are not having any desire, not having any desire in this world. They are the poor. So they will be in the front with the God sitting with on the chair or near the feet to my Father. But those who are poor here will be the richest here. Those who are richest here will be the poor there. Because those rich people having the attachment to the desires will be standing at the last. At the last means extreme last. And those who are poor here will be sitting near to my God, my Father. So poor are those who have no attachment to the desires or the desires. Rich are those who are having desires, attachment to the desires. So one who is rich outside in the world, on the big chairs, officers, doctors, ministers, governors, stars, and all those people having higher posts, higher money. So for them, he said, very difficult, in fact. That's why he used the word rich. Because for rich, it is very difficult to get detached from that desire. Till the last, till the death, if you see, people are going to their factories, offices, here and there. They cannot live. See, many people even declare their retirement, but they are still attached to that money completely. In fact, the retirement world was just to get rid of all the money, show back to the world. But that also is not working. Someone had made this rule to get retired after 50, because up to 50 was Grihastha Ashram. So from 50 to 60 it has become now 58. But still after 58 people are more crazy, you see. People are more crazy. They have more desires even after retirement. So old people you will find more attached to this world, even getting from the higher post or the lower post. So having the desire and attachment to the desire are the rich people in the Jesus language on this world. And these type of rich people will not come to the God home. They will be going into the, when he says the last is the hell. Last is the hell. They will be going to the hell, he says. 84 lakh birth them and going again to the human body to try again for moving to the God home. So this is what he said. So we have to understand that these all the things in the world, whatever is going on at so-called the religious places, is there any trade going on? Or really there is a place where the purity is there and they are teaching you only the God. Only the God. Hear to the God, hearing what they have said and just think it over, make chintan, and they get into their insight. When you go inside, contemplate on that, then you will get the outcome, that what actually the essence. So from that outside temple, what you have made the outside Gurdwara, mosque and church, you have to go to this temple, mosque, Gurdwara. Come to this mosque where inside the God resides. Inside the God resides. Then don't think. Then you close your eyes and you will find the God there. There is a complete body inside is working by the God, the power by the God. This outside body is the God power. So this body is the power, and power is invisible. Power is invisible. Power is inheritable. Power can only be experienced. Can be experienced. And how to experience it? Just get into the sayings of all these godly people, execute that, you will experience. And those who went on the sayings before them, the gods, devotees, by going on the sayings of those people, by going into the boot of those people, by going into the shoes of those people, they also experience the same what they have written before them, what they have said before them, and in that state of bliss, they were declared the God. Who declared? Declared by the devotees with them, and it was the certification by the God. Who is God? Before them who have left the body and said before going that who are those can be the same as me. So they became the God. Like after Jesus, Buddha Mahavira, we see many disciples near to them. Many names had come, many had gone. Because they were the revolutionary people for the religion, and world is beyond the religion. 99.99% people are just following whatever is said to them by all those religious heads. So whatever the religious head says, they are obeying it. So because of that, few came out of that religion on the path to spirituality. So when they went to the path of spirituality, they were going away from these all mosques, temples, churches, because their journey was now from the outside to inside. So at that time, those who were going there, giving so much of amount and that money and everything, that was stopped. And they were becoming the revolutionary in the society, in the countries, in the world. So that's why these all the religious corporate heads, those who were that time, it is not that all are religious in religion. There are the spiritual people in religion also. Because that the religion is the beginning to get into the spirituality. Religion is the A and spirituality is the Z. So from religion to spirituality. So sometimes the spiritual people, those who are over there, started giving the knowledge from the religion to the spirituality. There are people in the religious heads also, those who are like Ram Paramahansa, not asking the money, and they take as required because money is required for the management of the point where you are. If you are coming from the home to that place called the temple, Gurdwara, mosque and church, naturally, as maintenance at your home, maintenance required there. But they will take as required. They will not beg you, give as much as and just put in the bank and keep thousands of crore. People are starving. People are dying of hunger and they are not bringing the money out. Why they are storing so much of amount? Were that gods, those who were worshipped over there, were they keeping anything with them? No. If you go into the history of all these people, I am saying the names, especially the names of these people, that Ibrahim, Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Muhammad, Kabir, Farid, Guru Nanak, Sai Baba, Ram Paramahans, Meera, Sahajo, Lalla, Socrates, Lao Tse, these all people were not having any money accounts with them, taking the money of the people and keeping in accounts a huge amount. Whatever was required, that was only base, thereafter nothing. If you see the history of all these people, if you hear the history of all these people, the name I take about, they were not the gatherer, they were not the collector, they were not having any collections other than the required. As required in the vihar of Buddha, the food or anything they were begging, but instead for maintenance anything required. So sometimes clothes are required. But if cheever, what they were saying, the cheever, they were saying the outside clothes as cheever they were wearing. So they were only allowed 2 cheever maximum per person. If their third they get in begging, they will give to someone. They give it to someone who is not having. They will not take the third one. If at all they get in begging, they will give to the other one. In Sai Baba also, whatever he was taking at getting surplus, he was donating. He was donating. Donating means those who were poor, those who were not having the money to food, he was giving to them. And whatever he left, the food also sometimes people were giving more. So that food also at last, he was putting outside that Dwarka Mai and let the birds and dogs and all come and take that food. He was wearing only the one safa. And at night he was just putting it, washing it next day and wearing it. So these people's necessities, whatever was there, they were only up to that necessity. It is not that they were having necessity and then that time people were giving. The people were giving at that time. So they were begging also. And Guru Nanaka and all, they were having, they were not begging, but they were having all that whatever required at their home. He was going to the field to work. He was going to field to work. Whatever money he gets with him, he was keeping only what is required to him. All these people, whatever name I am taking, Muhammad was not keeping anything with him. At last, before the death, the story says, he was having only five dinar at that time, whatever the currency, 5 dinar with him at home. And at night, the story says that before the death, he was having that inside obstacle somewhere because it was not allowed during him at home. He said that nothing to be kept at home. The Allah will give every day whatever required, the fresh, if He wants to feed your body. Because that time, as I am saying, there were the people to give. Now no one is there. There now the people gives only for their respect. They donate if their names comes. Now if you go to any society or any building, nobody gives you anything in bag. Even watchman will not allow you to get inside. So that time there was the society. So Muhammad also said at night he was having obstacle in leaving the body. So he said to his that time who came near to him that, is there anything at home? Then she said, I had 5 with me because I thought at night if required to go to the doctor to where at least some money should be there. Then he laughed. He said that till now was he not looking after us? Was he not looking after us? Do you think he will not look after tonight? if he looks after in the day, he will look after at night also. So at that time he said, that's why there was something inside going so serious with me. If the story I am saying, it is just a message. Story says that time somebody knocked at the door at the half night time. And he said, can you give me something? I am hungry. And he asked the 5 dinar only, which was at home. So he again laughed and just sat towards her. Muhammad Sahib said that, see, that you kept 5 and he had come to take the 5 only. Give to him. So the moment he gave 5 dinar to that beggar who came at the door, and after that he was so slept coolly and calmly. And the story said that was his last night. He left his body. All I am saying is, all. If I keep on telling you story of all, it is better. You go and read about them something. So that you should have something in mind. I say it is not that you don't keep with you money today. But the main point is, inside you should be vacant. The story says inside you should not be attached to the more, much and more. You are hungry and thirsty for more. You should be the poor man on this earth. And poor one is those who are not attached to the desires. Rich are those who had the attachment to the desires. Let it be the beggar on the footpath is the rich man if he is asking attachment to the desire. You will say beggar definitely will have attachment. Yes, that's why I am saying. It is difficult for the beggars of today to go back to the God home. Even the beggars. These beggars were also not the beggars of today. Those who are attachment. Buddha, Mahavira and Sai Baba were not having attachment. They were going to the doors. If they don't get, they understand today God does not want that we should have the food. So they were remaining empty stomach. If they are not getting the vegetable from any home, they get only the chapati as we give to the beggar sometimes the old day chapatis. So they were thinking that God does not want us to take the vegetable. So they were just taking the chapati. Even sometimes chapati were dried up. People were giving 3 days before chapati. They give to the beggar. Generally we give those things which are not of use for us to the beggars. Donate it. So that type of donation is of no use. Because it is not coming in your use. How you think that it will come in use of someone? Did you ask them? It is in your use? Or just you said give it? So first you have to consider. That is the story comes in Upanishad also. That when there is a story, Shwet Ketu, a big story, that when his father was giving that donation, at that time he donated one cow, which was not giving the milk. Then he said, Papa, what you are doing? Cow is not giving milk and you are donating the cow. This type of cow, what is the use if milk is not there? He will be disappointed because giving food to the cow and not getting the milk from the cow, how he will be happy? Why you are doing it? Because he was giving only for this, because he has to feed the cow and then only milk should come, and he is feeding it, milk is not of use, give it to someone and get the name, I have donated the cow. So the Shwet Ketu said that why you are doing this type of donation? It will be a curse. You will be going to the hell, Papa. That time when hearing these words from his son, a small son, he just cursed him. He said, if I am not of use of yours, will you give me also donated to someone? He said, yes. In the angry mood, he said, yes. And I am donating you to the death. He said, I am donating you to the death. Somebody will sometimes say, it is better you die. We say that to our children, sometimes in the anger mood, it is better he dies. So the moment he said, that time, the olden time, that time when he said, and immediately the words gone to the son, and the Shwet Ketu said, okay, you have given me to the death, now I am going to the death. And he started his journey immediately to the death. And that is what the story in the Upanishad is a good story. Then he reached to the death. So this will take us away from the topic what is today. So these are the many things in the Upanishad, and there he got the only one who came to know what is a life, how to get beyond the death. He asked the three questions from the death, and that is all. Gave him the Gyan, which was also recorded in the books as the Shruti. So there are many things to read and understand what actually is the life. How we say that this Buddha and Mahavira could only be the God. You are God. You are God, I am telling you. 100%. You and me and we all are God. But we all have become devil because of just involving ourselves 24 hours getting the rich in the outer world. So getting rich in the outer world, those who are here will be the poor. Will be the poor in the God kingdom, standing at the last. Last means hell. And those who are getting poor in this world, those who don't want the rich to in this world, those who do not want the rich to be rich in this world, are the poor here, will be rich in the God world, will be sitting near to the God. So you see, look into yourself. These people did nothing. Nothing. All these people I'm talking about, Ibrahim, Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Guru Nanak, Muhammad, Kabir, Farid, Ram Paramahansa, Sai Baba, Meera, Sahajo, Lalla, Kabir, Farid, Sukrat, Lao Se, all these people had done nothing on this earth. No outside thing, just they are the poor people on this earth. And they showed themselves also outside poor. See, these all people, even Buddha, Mahavir and Meera could have shown themselves as rich. But to just give the message to the world, the God had made them poor. And so much poor that these people only were begging outside in the world. Others were not begging. Because they were the richest people at that time. So they were declared as the poorest person even in the outside world begging. Begging means one who is very poor. So see, God wanted to give you the message to see them, to understand that what this poverty of inside world will make you the richest man in the God world. Getting yourself rich inside, I am not talking about that. They were saying rich inside will be the poorest man in the God world. The matter of outside stands nowhere, but just to make you more understand God, when entered in these bodies, made Buddha, Mahavira to beg, Sai Baba to beg. So these all the kingly people, even Meera, to just go out. And all these people went out of the palaces just to show them, see, outside richness is not required to achieve the God. Otherwise, you must have said that if we are not rich, you will not get the God. Because Buddha, Mahavir, Meera or Sai, they would have, if they were rich, then you will say this is a condition. First you have to get the rich money outside. Unless we become rich, how will we get the God? So God made all the rich also the outside poor. Because to become poor is not the problem. To become rich is a problem. If I want to become Tata Birla Ambani, my God, it may take the 1,000 of birth for me to become Ambani Tata Birla. If I want to become Prime Minister, it is very difficult to become Prime Minister for me. It will take years together, births together. If I want to become Shah Rukh Khan, I may take many births to become Shah Rukh Khan. Karishma Kapoor, I have to become many births to become Karishma Kapoor. But if I want to become the just bathroom actor or singer, it is very easy. If I want to become the peon, chapadasi, it is very easy. If I want to become a poor man, it is very easy. Just throw your all money in the sea. Sign on paper, you become poor immediately. If suppose Tata, Birla, Mani, anybody thinks I want to become poor, is it difficult? Immediately will call the lawyer, make the papers. My all the money, whatever is there, all factory, everything I am donating. He will just sign and immediately he will become poor. Poor. If one poor man on the footpath said that you become Tata, will he become Tata? It's very difficult. If, suppose, sitting on the Prime Minister chair and he wants to become the simple man, immediately he can resign on the post and just go out of that chair. Very easy. But if you tell the common man to become Prime Minister, it is very difficult. He has to make a lot of work. Maybe in many births he becomes the Prime Minister. So be the poor man is very easy. Be the rich man, very difficult. That's what the Guru of Sikandar said, that if you want to be like me, immediately within a day I will make you like me. Tell your all this Sena to go, all your army to go back. Remove your clothes. Remove your all this, whatever you golden thing, the diamond rings you are wearing, everything. Become naked like me, sit here. Lie down with me under the sun. He said, hey? Very difficult. He said, let me go to the palace, distribute all things, I will come back to you. And he did not come back. So becoming the poor is not the problem. Coming back to the PM is difficult, is easy. Becoming the PM is difficult. Becoming the PM, the chaprasi is very easy. So that's why God made Buddha Mahavira, because when somebody becomes a God body, then God whether makes him the king or makes him the poor is not the problem for him. He is beyond the king or the poor. He is not at all interested in anything of this world. He is just the puppet of the God. So Buddha Mahavira, Meera, Sai, all will be begging because of the God will. So that people should not make the base yesterday, tomorrow, for the coming time, that we should be rich to be the God. They said you should be poorest to be the God, but not only the poorest of outside is said. God was to say that you should be poorest inside. And poorest are those inside, those have no desire. And those are the richest in the God world. And those who are rich inside in this world will be the poorest in the God world. In the God world, poorest means those who are even Tata, Birla, Vaani, but having desire more and more, who are the Prime Minister having desire more and more inside, they will be standing at the last there. And those who are the poorest, the beggar here, having no demand inside. Or the richest, like Birla, Tata, Vaani, PM, whatever they are doing, they don't have any desire inside. Inside they are not having any desire, zero. Whether to become Prime Minister or not, whether to become Vaani, Tata, Birla or not, no money comes, no problem. Let the money come and go, not the problem. No desire hereafter. All desires are over. So let it be, they are the billionaire. They are the poorest man inside now. The poorest inside will be the richest there also. So there they also will be the top. If the PM inside is having desireless, zero desire, so he is the poorest here. So he will be the Prime Minister there also. But if a small worker also have the desire inside to become something, is here the richest man. So those richest cannot reach to the God home. So just you understand how Socrates or how Buddha and Mahavira became the God. God is nothing but the poorest man inside. God is nothing but the inside no chair thirst. God is nothing who have inside no desire. So getting from the desire to the no desire is the sadhana, we say, penance with the true master. True master is doing nothing. He is just making you the poor inside, not outside. Because outside whatever remains or not is not the problem. Because outside you are going to be poor one day. It is only the God decides sometime that people should not understand in the wrong way that money is the base to reach the God home. So to be God, inside you should be the poorest. Outside whether you are richest, you are Tata, Vaani, Birla, you are Shah Rukh Khan, Charisma, you are Prime Minister, you are Governor, whatever you are. But inside, if there is no desire, if you are attached to my movie should hit, even you are not getting it, a headache and this. So you are still the rich man inside also. If I'm not getting next time Prime Ministership inside, I'm weeping and just, So you are rich still. If lockdown money had gone and still money is not there, how to and making multiply, how to become the billionaire of the world, the richest man of the world, inside thirsty, you are the rich man. Even a beggar on the footpath is not having any desire inside. He is the Tata Mani Birla of today. That's why you see Ram Tita used to say in Badshah Ram, the beggar said Badshah Ram. These all the people, those who were on this earth and poorest insight. Poorest insight means the spiritual people, the pure religious people. When they talk about insight, the poverty, inside the complete, to become poor, naturally to be inside, they were telling the people to just go in this temple, Gurdwara, mosque and church and just make the darshan of yourself that you are God. You are God. Yes, I am taking you to the same series of all these godly people. And when there is no competition, it is easy. If you go to today's temple, mosque, church or Gurdwara, you ask 1,000 people as sample survey. When there is election, there is a sample survey. That's why the results come fit. For the 125 crore population, they declare these many seats for Congress, for BJP. It is getting fit to that. How? They had not gone to 130 crore people. They had hardly gone to the 1,30,000 or 13 lakh people round the world, round the country. And they are giving the result for 130 crore. Better you go to the temple, mosque, Gurdwara and church, or you hire some agency to just ask the people standing at the gate of Gurdwara, mosque, standing outside the Amritsar Gurdwara, standing outside any mosque in Makkah or somewhere, standing outside the Jerusalem, the church, the biggest I am talking about, the headquarters. Just ask, don't tell them anything. See, today, the father of the church had come to know that Jesus will fulfill all your wishes, whatever you say. Just you write on the slips what you want. You give them the slips and give the pen. To all that biggest temple outside, to all mosque outside, all the Gurdwara biggest outside, you ask them to write and take the survey of one country even. Those countries where the headquarters are there. And you will be surprised. I tell you, you will be the surprised man. Even a single slip you will not find that where it is written that I want the live Jesus. I want the God. I want the Allah. I want Guru Nanak Dev. I want Rama or Krishna. You will not find the slip. Even one slip I am talking about. Why I am saying one slip? Because those who want the live God, they are not going there. They are already on the way to the God home. They will not be available there that I want the God. So then, how you say that you cannot come to that category? Yes, I am taking you to the God home, those people only as they were, same to you. That's why I am making you the poorest inside. Let it be whatever you are outside. That's what the all spiritual epics says you surrender. What is surrender? Surrender your ego. It is your ego which is making you rich. Just surrender your ego, you are the poor. So becoming the poor means you are Buddha, you are Mahavira, Jesus, Guru Nanak, Ram Paramahansa, same as them, same as them. You cannot be like as they. They can be only they. So they are the father, you can become the son. It is not that they have the only right to be God. You have the complete right to be God. If not today, in one birth, maybe after billions of births, you have to become one day God to get rid of this birth and death cycle. You are the son of the God. These people were same as you and me. What is the difference? Just go into their history. They also took the birth like you and me. They also were making their life move like you and me. They married. Many of them married. Children were there working like you and me. And what they did nothing. Just on the way from the outside rich world to the inside world. From this outside rich world to the God rich world. and getting themselves inside the poorest man here. Whatever outside, they have the money, anything, but they are becoming the poorest inside. Poorest inside means outside nothing belongs to me, because what is today will not be with me tomorrow. That's all. Nothing else. No finance, nothing required, no donation, no seva. Only one thing. No worshipping, only one. Be the poorest inside. Not outside I'm talking about. You enjoy your everything what you have with you outside. Take good food, go by air, enjoy with your factories, money and everything. But inside be the poorest. The moment you become poorest inside, you are the God man. You are like Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Guru Nanaka. Today, because nobody is filling the form to get admission to the God home, that's why the problem. If there is no admission, then you tell me. That's why I say God is on 99% sale. I am telling you with the confirmation. If you go to the all big gurdwaras, mosques, church, temples, and outside if stand some person with some slips in hand, take the sample survey and let me know. Ask them today inside the top granthi of that gurdwara, of that top father of that church, or the Malvi of the mosque, or Pandit of some temple, they had the dream at night that God is coming today. And he is saying, whatever slips, if you put in front of the idol, all the wishes will be fulfilled. So what is your wish? You can write on the slip and put in this donation box instead of putting the money now. Put the big donation box there. You will see the whole donation box will be filled. Whatever people at everybody will write on that. And just open that as you open for your money. You know, no? All temple, Gurdwara, masjid, they open the complete donation box and they start counting the money. So just see those slips. So this is what no one wants a God. No one wants to be poorish inside. So it is a good luck. Because you are getting the way to the God home. To be God. Like Buddha, Mahavira, Jesus, Guru Nanaka, Ram Paramansa, Sai, Meera, Sahajyo, Lalla, Kabir, Farid. If you fear of me to God, be Bhakt, devotee. Meera, Sahajyo, Lalla were the devotees. Devotees means sitting near the feet of the God. If you think that I cannot sit on the chair near the God, so sit at least on the feet. And if you neither like the feet nor the chair, then what to do? What to do? Then it is your choice. Be the at least proper human being. Don't behave like the animal. Don't behave like them. Because they do not have that knowledge. You have the knowledge. Awake yourself. Make your life comfortable. They are even comfortable in their zones, clear in their punishments. You are not under the punishment, but still you are getting punishment. That's why you are getting sad. Sad means you are getting punishments. As you are in the jails, they are in jails, not you, but you take yourself in jails. You can free yourself from this death and birth body. You can make everything as yours outside in the world, in the universe. But if you don't, at least live your life cool and calm, which is not possible, I know. Unless you be the poorest inside, you cannot be in the pacify, in the peaceful, in the bliss mode. So make your life on the way to the God home. As you got the opportunity, better avail this opportunity. Be in the series of all these God and devotees and make your life a success.